What chairing the session involved was asking different members of the TfL Youth Panel to ask our panel of experts different questions relating to the intersectionality between equality, diversity and inclusion and environmental sustainability.
I've been supporting the TfL Youth Panel for 2 meetings now. The first meeting was also here in City Hall. Today's meeting was in the Chamber. We broadcast it live. The young people were really well prepared. They had great questions for 2 separate panels today of guests offering different perspectives on inequality within London can be tackled at the same time as tackling environmental issues.
Part of learning from the exploration is thinking differently. I think what's nice when you consider equalities, diversity, inclusion and environmental sustainability together, effectively you're considering what actually matters in life, and I think that's a really energising subject that I would like us as Transport for London to really focus more on. We're a big part of London. We've got a lot of land, we run a lot of services, we've got a lot of assets, we employ a lot of people, we have a lot of influence. So I think the more we can think about how important that inclusivity and diversity is to coming up with brilliant solutions, for taking everyone with you, because that's going to be so important if we're going to tackle these incredibly difficult environmental challenges.
My big takeaway is that the community approach is very important, and it's to understand that everyone needs to be listened to. Otherwise we'll have later in time inequalities and disparities in different communities. So it's important to identify different communities and work with them collaboratively throughout time and not just as a one-off.
Today's event has been really useful. I think that it has been really good to talk to a youth panel at TfL and make sure that they're actually listening to us, because I could tell that the questions that were being asked at the youth panel today, they were really useful questions and they were really insightful questions as well. And I really hope that changes come out of this. I get the impression that the youth panel does have a significant voice at TfL, so they can feed this back and hopefully institute real change that comes from the stuff that I have contributed today.
To me, the questions were great. The follow-up questions were even better because they were responsive to what people were saying. The real test will be what happens. And if through this dialogue with TfL allows for more local activity, allows for us to look at spaces in a different way, to encourage communities to own places and write their stories on them, then yeah, it's been absolutely worth it.
It's great that we've had these conversations today, but it's really important that we then use those conversations and convert them into action. So really excited to see what the report brings in Q1 2023, see how they synthesised what they've heard and the responses to their specific questions, and then we'll take it from there.
I think these 2 events have definitely been a lot of problem identifying, and I think what would be a massive next step for all of us is to actually start to problem solve and put forward even more of the solutions that people have been suggesting at.
Before I was involved in this as Transport Committee Chair, I was not aware of the TfL Youth Panel. So I think TfL need to go out and shout about this more. The young people involved need to shout about this more because it's a good initiative and other organisations could learn from following what they're up to.